At the start of the film, we meet Ren Morgan, a single mother carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders. Since separating from her ex-husband Cliff, she's been raising her son, Evan, alone. Her profession isn't clear, but her daily routine shows she's the kind of woman who does a bit of everything, probably even fixes showers when needed. One morning begins like any other until a spider shows up in the bathroom. Rennie is terrified. She screams as if she's seen a ghost, her fear of spiders so intense it feels like her soul might leave her body. Evan, already used to this, calmly takes care of the spider like it's nothing. He's a smart kid, excelling in almost everything at school, except math, which seems to be his one weakness. His mother always encourages him, reminding him not to give up even when the numbers feel impossible to understand. After breakfast, Evan gets ready to spend a few days with his father. Before leaving, Rennie quietly slips a box cutter into her pocket, a habit that hints at her sharp instincts. She drives him to Cliff's house, unaware that a car is following them from a distance. When they arrive, Evan says goodbye with a smile and a kiss before heading inside. Rennie, thinking her day is finally calming down, drives off to meet a friend by the pool. But the universe has other plans. Halfway there, her car tire suddenly blows out. Earlier, a bald, sinister-looking man had tampered with the tire, causing the accident. Rennie pulls over to inspect the damage. Just then, a van stops nearby. Two strangers get out, smiling too much, offering to help. Believing they're good Samaritans, Rennie thanks them. But the mood quickly changes. They begin acting strangely, looking around to make sure no one else is nearby. Suddenly, they grab Rennie, tie her hands, and throw her into the back of the van. Inside, the group's cold, intimidating leader warns her the trip will be long. To humiliate her further, they cut her pants, saying it's so she can relieve herself if needed. As soon as the woman walks away, Rennie starts struggling to reach the box cutter hidden in her pocket. It's her only hope. After what feels like endless hours, the van stops at a strange facility. Rennie is dragged inside and quickly realizes she's not the only one. Others are there too, some silent, some in shock, none of them knowing why they were taken. A man orders Rennie to memorize a code, but no one explains what it means or what will happen if she forgets. Still stunned, she's locked in a tiny, uncomfortable room. In the silence, a voice comes through the ventilation grate. It's Blake, another prisoner, speaking from the next room. He explains that everyone there is part of a psychological experiment, each forced to confront their worst fear. For Rennie, that clearly means spiders. He warns her to prepare herself. Things will only get worse. While they talk, Rennie removes her shoe, retrieving a small stiletto hidden inside, her last connection to the outside world. Blake continues, saying around 20 people are trapped there, maybe more. Some have already disappeared. Though the guards promise freedom after the tests, Blake believes they're actually being killed. Soon, the same bald man and a woman named Dora Diand enter. They measure Rennie's height and weight, check her eyes, and draw blood, treating her like just another experiment. When they leave, Rennie tries cutting the ropes, but the box cutter slips and falls out of reach. At that moment, Diane returns with Dr. Heislin. Without warning, they inject Rennie with something. Darkness takes over. She wakes in a cold, clinical room, and in front of her is a massive spider. She panics, screams, and trembles while the scientists observe her like she's part of a lab test. Deciding she isn't ready for more extreme experiments, they take her back to her room. This time, as soon as they leave, Rennie cuts her ropes completely, climbs into the ventilation ducts, and uses strips of duct tape as markers so she doesn't get lost. While crawling, she sees glimpses of other nightmares, people facing their greatest fears in real time, orchestrated by the scientists. Exhausted, she hides in a restroom and overhears two employees mentioning that 47 people are being tested. When they leave, she continues exploring and finds Blake again. She begs him to escape with her, but he refuses, convinced that overcoming his fear of snakes will set him free. Rennie suspects this freedom is actually death. Their talk is interrupted when Dr. Heislin arrives for Blake's next test. Rennie hides under his bed, then slips away when everyone is distracted. She discovers the control room where scientists discuss high failure rates, deaths during experiments, and the desperate need for a successful result. Rennie's name comes up. They say she's their last hope. Realizing she's the focus of the final test, Rennie rushes back to her room, ties herself up again, and pretends she never escaped. Moments later, Dr. Diand enters with a syringe. But suddenly, her face begins to change. Her skin shifts unnaturally. Her eyes darken. Using the moment of shock, Rennie grabs the syringe and injects Diane instead. The scientist collapses. Panting and terrified, unsure if what she saw was real or another mind game, Rennie ties Diane to a hospital bed and drags her through the facility, planning to use her as leverage to escape. While exploring the facility, Ren stumbles upon a hidden laboratory. Inside, shelves are lined with rows of DNA samples, each vial labeled with the name of someone kidnapped from different parts of the world. The horrifying truth sinks in. This isn't some isolated experiment. It's a massive, global operation and no one is beyond their reach. But before she can process it all, the doctors realize what she's doing. Ron is captured once again. This time, there's no restraint in their methods. She's dragged into what they call the final challenge, a test designed not just to observe fear, but to push her beyond it completely. They strap an acrylic mask tightly over her face and prepare to release a grotesque spider inside the capsule. Pure panic takes over. Ren thrashes violently, screams echoing through the room as she bangs her head against the walls in desperation. Then, something begins to change. Slowly, her terror fades. The fear that once consumed her drains away, replaced by an eerie calm. Maybe acceptance, maybe something else entirely. The scientists watch closely, almost in awe. This is what they wanted. A human being stripped of fear, something they consider a weakness, a defect to be corrected. As they observe Ren's transformation, they declare, "She is ready to be one of us." Then comes another chilling revelation. They plan to bring Evan, Ren's son, into the program next. To them, his difficulty with math is a flaw, something they can reprogram, just like they erased his mother's fear. Later, at home, Evan senses something is wrong. Ren doesn't seem like herself anymore. Her reactions are cold, calculated, almost inhuman. Not even a spider crawling nearby makes her flinch. With a strange smile, she tells Evan she wants him to meet some very special, very intelligent people, like Dr. Diane and her colleagues. But Evan feels the danger. He steps back, saying he'd rather go to his room. Moments later, the bald man, the one who kidnapped Ren in the beginning, appears silently in the house, ready to take Evan away. Then, in a sudden twist, as if some part of Ren's humanity still fights back, she changes her mind. Evan realizes this is his chance and bolts out the door, running as fast as he can without looking back. The man, Terrence, watches him escape and mutters coldly, almost like a promise. "Today I let him go, but one day I will find him. And when I do, he will be reborn the right way." And with that, the film ends. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.